Now, that's not to say that you would shy away from technology that would make the wine better, right?
Oh no, of course not. I mean, I think that would be within traditionalists, you'd be a Luddite, that you're against technology and what that brings. And I think people that I have dear friends who make extraordinary wine who are against tradition, and by tradition they mean modern technology, and
Oh,
they don't want that at all in their wines, and they mean well, of course. And I'm starting to sound very patronizing, which I suddenly
okay.
really hate.
No, you know.
So I apologize for all this, but really, technology has always been there in wine. You can't make wine without technology. You can't do anything without technology.
Right.
Any transformation of any product, whether it's agricultural or otherwise, it
Uh,
requires some level of technology. You know?
I'll interject for a second. There are some people who think you don't need technology to make wine.
Well, how else? How do you introduce the grapes into the building and
Oh
transform
no,
them?
I hear you.
Yeah,
I'm just
it could be very basic technology,
yes.
but cavemen weren't making wine. Okay, so something happened that allowed them to to get to that point. It could be very basic technology. It could be technology from the 19th century, from before
Yeah.
that. But you do need some. But I think these people are onto something, because a lot of what the modern world brought in terms of winemaking technology, a lot of it was bad. So they're probably more right than I am, in the sense that
Yeah.
it's best to avoid technology if you can, because a lot of it can be very bad. But what if you use technology to lower your impact on the environment? Yeah?
Of course. Yeah.
I mean, you see all these images now of people protecting their vineyards from frost in Europe. Yeah, we're doing that. We suffered from some frost last night. We have some windmills in some of our vineyards. Yeah, and we will burn gas to try and reduce the impact of the freeze
Yes.
over the vineyards. Well, that has an environmental impact. It looks great on Instagram with these pictures, yeah, but it has an environmental impact. If we could find a technology that would allow us to reduce the impact of that, I would be all for it. Yeah, so long as it doesn't alter the vineyards. Maybe that's not a good example because it doesn't really exist now. But in the winery, if we can keep the place cleaner, if we can, there's so many things that you could do that I think visually might be less romantic and less appealing, but that they can be good for making better wine. I think you should embrace them. I'm quite adamant about this.
I understand. Now, it would be remiss if I wasn't to bring up the current pandemic. We're still sitting inside, unfortunately. How has the last year been for you, both in the winery, in the vineyards, and also across the world with your sales?
Well, I don't want to sound frivolous, because we all know somebody that has been sick or worse because of COVID. So I have to say we've been very fortunate, in the
Right.
sense that we've been spared on a health level. We've not had relatives of family and workers have died because of COVID or have been very sick. But in general, we've done okay. So that's sort of the first. That should be the first and the most important impression that we have from the COVID. But of course, our business has suffered, because we sell, most of what we sell is in restaurants in
Yes.
Spain and elsewhere. So, and that has suffered a lot. So the restaurants have suffered far more than we have as a winery, because fortunately we can sell in shops, and we can sell in shops across the world. So we really cannot complain. We've lost sales, but I think we've gained some elsewhere. So in all, it's actually been not that bad. It's still continuing, you know. I think even in Canada, there's actually very few places in the world that I think that can just shrug off the COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody can get on with life as they did before, or hardly anybody. Certainly we can't here in Spain, and I don't think you can either in Canada
No,
right now.
not at all.
So it's going to continue for a bit. Yeah, I don't know. I think on the one hand, it has such a huge impact on what we do and what we're going to continue to do, that you just can't avoid it. Yeah, it's present all the time in everything that we have. But also you get so sick of talking about it all the time, don't you?
Yeah.
Every other conversation is about this or talks about this, and everybody's an expert and everybody knows. Sometimes
well, I'm sorry to bring it up again.
No, of course not. I mean, I bring it up all the time. I'm the worst one, and I always have solutions for how we should fix it, and of course it's all nonsense. So I think what it's taught us also is the power of, I don't know if this is a good thing or bad thing, but the power of brands that people recognize how important they have become. Yeah, the marketing people will tell you that it's always been this way, but I suppose I just wasn't so aware of it, that people walk into a shop and they will find something that they trust and rely on and buy that instead of being more adventurous. And I think that's happened with consumer goods, but of course wine is a consumer good too. We live in this little bubble of ours where we think that wine is everything, and of course the majority of people, they think about wine in the same way that I might think about shampoo or biscuits.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's a shame that more people don't think like I do, but it's completely understandable and logical. And we've seen that people that they, and we've been lucky in that sense, because particularly our Kune brand is well loved and people recognize, and they have been buying more of it in shops. I'm just so grateful for that we were lucky to have this. You know? So in all, I really cannot complain about it. The goods outweigh the bads for us, I think.
Well, speaking about recognizable brands, you have a couple of releases that will be in Ontario in the coming months. Would you mind running through those for us?
That's right. We have the Vigneron, which is a beautiful wine of ours, which is from the Alavesa region. And it's a gastronomic wine. And people say, what the hell does that mean? I say, well, gastronomic means it goes really well with food. I think all good wines should accompany, I think wine should accompany food always, because it's such a civilized drink. It is the civilized drink, and have it with food by all means, and particularly our wines, because it's just so easy to drink. Okay, Vigneron is a super easy wine to drink. It's absolutely beautiful and delicious, and low tannin, low alcohol. People talk about this a lot. Also, we have it with our Kune, which is also going to be released very soon, I think, with you guys over in Toronto and in Ontario. And again, it's a elegant wine that is easy to drink and has low alcohol. The tannins have melted away out of all the time that the wine has been in barrel. It's been bottled for quite a bit now, and it's just beautiful and easy to drink.
What's the age on the Kune wine? Which one is it that you're?
Kune, I believe the Kune is a Grand Reserva, and the age on that, it's a 13 and then the 14 vintage. So it's been around for quite a bit now.
Right. So a nice evolved wine.
Oh, totally. Yeah. That's, I think, sometimes we have no choice but to release the wine quickly out of the winery. But when us and other wineries, but when they don't do that and they keep it in bottle for a bit, I think it's a completely different thing. It's a different wine. It's easier to drink. And to me, the best bottle of wine is the one that is finished first on the table.
Oh, I hear you. Yes.
You know, that's the one people like. So that's the one to go for.
Well, I'll look forward to those being in my glass at some point soon. I'm sure I'll get a chance through FWM to taste both of those. Thank you so much for joining us at Good Food Revolution today, and stay safe out there in Spain. We'll catch up again sometime soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Jamie.
Bye for now.
Thank you. Bye-bye.